So, why you're not doing it? Why you're not asking your boss for a raise? Why you're not asking this wonderful person on a date? Why you're not asking your friend to help you with this project that is so important to you? Oh, I see. Because you are already sure their answer will be no, and so there is no point in asking. And I'm sure you have a list of logical reasons for their answer to be no, right? Yeah. Well, I'm not interested in single one of them, because there is no way you will convince me that you know their answer for sure without asking them. And there is no way you can be in peace by accepting that you are just not getting what you want. So, trying to pretend that you're at peace with a negative answer you never even got is one of the biggest ways to bullshit yourself. Why? Where should we start? If I were to ask you, what are the most important things you've learned in your life and that still serve you on a daily basis, what would you say? I'm sure a couple of ideas popped into your mind, but I would like to know if one of them was, oh my, I'm so grateful to be able to control myself until I get to the toilet. This keeps my pants dry every single day, and this is life-changing. It is a very important skill to have on a daily basis, right? Can you imagine yourself in a meeting, for an instance, being like, guys, wait a second, wait. Oh my God. Whew, I just feel so much better. I'm sorry, give me a couple of minutes. I'll just go change my pants and I'm right back. Are you not grateful to be able to avoid these kinds of situations in your everyday life? If so, why didn't you think about your ability to control your muscles down there as a life-changing skill that you're using every day? I'll tell you why. Because it is a done deal. You've learned it. It's not an issue for you anymore. You're over it. And so therefore it is out of your mind completely. Your mind doesn't go back to it because it's done. Coming back to our initial subject. If you are even thinking about a situation, not to mention if you are complaining about your current circumstances while dreaming to be in better ones, but if you are even thinking about it, it is because your mind is not at peace with it. It is not a done deal. You did not find the right solution to your problem. You did not come up with a right answer. That's why it's still on your mind. Your mind is bringing back this topic because it seeks to find a clear, definite, and satisfying solution to the inner conflict you are having. And accepting that you will not get what you want is not a clear, definite, and satisfying way out of your mess. It could be if you had abilities to walk away from every opportunity to better your life without even trying to do so, if you could accept it with no regrets, and if you could keep on living in a miserable situation. But these are not the abilities that you possess, thankfully. So stop bullshitting yourself by pretending you're at peace with walking away from something that you really want. You are not, and you are not at peace. If you were, you would simply not think about it anymore. But as long as your mind brings back this topic, you did not find a solution that sits well with you. Own it. Now, that we brought you light, the first lie you tell yourself, namely, that you're okay with not getting what you want. Let's go to the second lie. The lie that you've accepted a negative answer and that it's not an issue for you. This is pretty simple. If you're okay with something, you simply do not avoid it. If you're okay with any answer, you simply ask the question. No excuses. Moreover, when finding excuses to not ask the question is costing you a lot more time, energy, and attention than asking the damn question in the first place. And you know that. And you also know that you do, in fact, ask the question when you don't care about the answer, even in situations where you're almost guaranteed to hear a no. For instance, if you enter a cafe and there's a sign written that they ran out of coconut milk that you love so much, you would probably still ask. You don't have coconut milk anymore, right? Or if you found a nice pair of shoes in the last items section and your size is not there, you would still probably ask. You do not have these shoes in other sizes, right? In these instances, you are almost guaranteed to hear a negative answer because it's just written in front of you. But you may just as well ask the question for the sake of clarity and peace of mind. You may just intuitively prefer having these questions out of your mind instead of coming back to them with all the what ifs. And you know how much these what ifs can cost you. You know how never ending they can be. So yes, you are avoiding hearing you know. That's why you're not asking the question. But actually, asking the question, even if this leads to a no, is one of the wisest and most self-loving thing you can do. And yes, I know. When something is really important to you, it may seem that avoiding the negative answer is a most self-loving, or at least a more self-protecting solution. But here's the paradox. Let's imagine you did not ask the question at the cafe and left it wondering if by any chance they brought back coconut milk by the time you entered that place. Or let's imagine you did not ask the question at the shoe store and now you're wondering if by any chance they had this pair of shoe in your size. The thing with these what ifs that may come to your mind once or twice is that they will end with the next coconut latte you will order or the next pair of shoes you will buy. However, when something is really important to you, these what ifs do not end that easily. Important questions have a higher impact on your life, are more tied up to specific circumstances, and really can be solved in very few ways other than you going after what you want. You may wait for your boss to offer you a raise by themselves. You may wait for this person to ask you for a date first. You may wait for your friend to offer you help with this project spontaneously. But honestly, you may just never get what you want. And all this time, while you're waiting, your mind will keep on coming back to this issue that is not solved. No matter how much you're trying to pretend that you're okay with doing nothing about it. So all this time you will be under tension, will endure inner pressure, and will simply get exhausted by all the thoughts and feelings. And talking about feelings, there is something really crucial to understand here. Human nature pushes you to seek pleasant feelings and to avoid unpleasant ones. And the word feelings is the key word here. You're not trying to avoid events, reactions, circumstances, situations. You are only trying to avoid unpleasant feelings that may be triggered by whatever happens around you. This is why you are completely okay with hearing certain types of no's, and why you are completely panicking, imagining hearing other types of no's. The no is not an issue here. The problem is the feelings that this no will trigger in you. We all want to avoid feelings that we have hard time to go through. And actually, the less we trust our ability to feel certain feelings and to not get destroyed by them, the more we're trying to avoid all the situations that may bring those feelings up. So at least start by acknowledging the truth. You are trying to find excuses to not ask the question, not because you already know the answer, which you don't, and not because you've accepted the negative answer, which you haven't. You are trying to find excuses to not ask the question because you are avoiding to feel feelings that will be triggered by a negative answer. Ask yourself what exactly those feelings are. And ask yourself whether you are really not strong enough to go through them. Because I bet you are stronger than you think. You just need to go ahead and ask the question. The fact is, you can only win. If you hear a no, you will clear your mind of all the what ifs and all the excuses. And you will also clear your heart from the feelings that have been blocked for years. But you may just as well, with a little luck, hear a yes.